sisters, I am very happy to be here in Hobart. For me, it's like the end of the world. And I am so surprised to see that wherever there is a human community, we form like an angle, a new angle of view, and we become the center of the world. So I am very happy, very honored by your interest. I know that my voice here will reach much broader place, and it's with all my heart that I want to give you this small testimony of what we are living in Syria, the country of many of them, and for those who are not from the Arabic world, I hope to emphasize better what they think about what is happening in this beautiful country. You know, Syria is a cradle of civilization. Syria is not the possession of one man or one regime. Syria is the possession, first of all, of humanity and then of Syrian people. And you have many sites in Syria that pertain to the world heritage of humanity. I have been in Syria for 18 years. I am not Syrian, I am Lebanese. My father is Palestinian from Nazareth. And I was living most of my life in a monastery in Lebanon. But I had a project to begin a new monastery. And I found a beautiful ruin 90 kilometers north of Damascus in the region of Kalamoun, nearby Nebec, for those who know the geography, Syrian geography. In the village of Kara, the monastery is called the St. James the Mangers Monastery. We have been restoring this monastery and then installing ourselves there since 2000. We began in 1994, and we really could live in the monastery after its partial restoration in the year 2000. We have been living a beautiful life, a monastical life dedicated to spirituality, to prayer, also to spiritual hospitality. By the year 2010, we could receive more than 25,000 pilgrims per year. And many of them will spend from 1 day to 3 months in our community to seek peace, to seek God, to seek the restoration of their own inner being. And we also had big work on a cultural level, especially to restore the beautiful icons and manuscripts of the Oriental churches. When the uprising began, we were, of course, for better life, less corruption, freedom and democracy for the Syrian people. Because the Syrian people have always been a pioneer to ask the best in the Arabic world. That's why the Arabic Spring was preceded by Damascus Spring, where more than 200 personalities in Syria asked the new president Bashar al-Assad for reforms. But by this time, a kind of taboo forbade the possibility to go further, and they were in jail. So for us, the uprising was a hope, and in the beginning, this uprising was peaceful and was gathering a majority of the Syrian population. But many things happened. So today we think that this uprising have been hijacked. I am here to tell you and to confirm that this uprising, yes, indeed, have been hijacked. Because in the beginning, we thought that this uprising is liberal, is secular, would bring more democracy for everybody, especially for minorities who are in a delicate position in the ocean of the Arab world where the majority are Sunni. And the personalities who were promoting the Damascus Spring were here to assure that this uprising is really an exemplar of a revolutionary mind heading for the best of the world. I can tell you that our youth in Homs, Christian people who were participating to the demonstrations, they have heard very early, it means around April 2011, I think that the uprising began in March 2011. A few weeks later, we could hear in Homs, in Arabic, المسيحية على بيروت والعلوية على التبوك. It means in English, the Alawi to the Tabut, it means to the tomb, and the Christian to Beirut. You know, Beirut is Lebanon. So for one portion of the Syrian population, the demonstrators were claiming death. For the other portion, they were claiming exile. Something else happened, that very quickly the uprising became an Islamic Sunni affair. Every week it was the Friday after the prayer of the mosque that the demonstrator would begin their expression of the uprising, and this expression was becoming more and more religious, but religious in a narrow-minded way. You see, I am not against any religion, all the content. Living in Syria, we have never ever mentioned the religion of anybody. We were all of us citizens of one country or visitors, and never interfering in such a delicate dimension. You see, to make our Australian friend here understand the case of the Syrian conviviality, it is very much the same as here in Australia, where you have people coming from different backgrounds, having diverse cultures, religions, ethnic, but they live all together on the same or under the same citizenship, and nobody will make discrimination looking at the other as different and maybe enemy because of his faith, of his color, or of his culture. This was the reality in Syria that we have been living during 18 years. It was even a taboo. We should never make the difference. And we could sometimes ask for apologies if we would interfere in this dimension. But slowly by slowly, this uprising brought discrimination, because it was not genuine. It was not coming out only of the Syrian people. It was accompanied by clerics that were really putting pressure and brainwashing some Syrian people to become more and more identified not with their citizenship but with their religion. We have on the television station Al-Wisal, for example, a sheikh, a cleric called Arur, who would every day claim to distinguish badly between religions, calling Jews and Christian and Alawite as pigs or as kafir, and asking Sunnis to take arms to eliminate the others. You see? So, and Qaradawi, another cleric, would make the same on Al Jazeera, and those people were funded, one by Saudi Arabia and the other by Qatar. So slowly by slowly, the scene changed in Syria, and the peaceful conviviality was put in threat.